the Italian Institute of Culture for the full support that gave to me starting from April until now that the exhibition is let's say is installed. And yes, it's always nice to go ahead with this project that is called Vismontium, and it's about the territorial displacement in our imaginary, in the collective imaginary. The thing is that it's a project that I started in 2019. It's still ongoing, and the plan is to end this visual research the next year, because I feel that the end is coming, hopefully, and I would like to start sharing with you some images, and yes, we can start from this diptych that is not always exhibited like this. Normally, it has it's not shown in a diptych, but I think that it's important in this case to let you understand what is the main character, or let's say not the main, but the starting character, the starting protagonist of this of my research, that is Vismontium, that in English means strength from the mountains. And the two images we can see here are part from the Pietra di Bismantova. This is called pietra, that in Italian means stone, but yeah, first of all, yes, I'm Italian. I am a visual artist from Italy, and I use different mediums. But anyway, this is a Pietra di Bismantova, is a stone, but in reality this is a mountain up to 1,000 meters high, and it's kind of an upland, and it's kind of a landmark on the territory. And I grew up close to this mountain, and I always thought, okay, this mountain is unique, but at the end, what makes this mountain unique is not the topography, the orography of it, but let's say it's not only about the objective geography. It's more about the content I can put beside this topic, this element, and also to the other elements. For example, we will not go too deep in the fields tonight, but for example, these are the only two images I did about the Bismantova stone, and those two images can be really in many other places in the world, because they are very close up, they are very detailed. There is not a perfect orientation at the first view, at the first look of this image, because, for example, when I brought during the past the one on the right, the framer at the frame shop, they put the frame into an horizontal direction instead of a vertical direction, and that also was something that made me thought, okay, it could be this concept, it could pass. And so the only image we have of the full Bismantova mountain is an image from the archive, from the ECCD, that is the central archive in Rome about catalog and documentation. And this, as you can see, is an upland in the middle of a flat land, or at least a very hilly condition of the landscape. And I went to this center, to the ECCD in Rome, and with the help of them, I took out from the library, let's say, this whole document. This is an image made by a photographer from 19th century, the late 19th century, and it's let's say it's not an author. It's just spontaneous photography, and I decided to keep this image just to reveal the entity of the full pietra di Bismantova stone. Now, if it's okay, we go a bit ahead with the description of this of the corpus of the list of images of photographs that compose the research we are talking about, and so now we can start saying what you asked me. What is that makes this stone, this mountain, let's say, unique, and is the content that we put beside this mountain. And for example, this is another reproduction I did of a still life I did of the first edition of the Gustave Doré incision. I did this together with a literature collector, and this is about the Divina Commedia of Dante. Dante was this, let's say, very important poet and writer, and even bigger than this, that created this comedy, and the comedy is divided in three stages: hell, purgatory, and paradise. And this mountain, the Bismantova mountain, Dante's wrote that was the point of contact between the real world and the purgatory. So when you are going to put other contents coming from different fields, you are creating what I'm interested. We are creating things that are interesting to me, like new geographies, a new kind of documentation. And there are analogies that are visual analogies, symbolic analogies, scientific analogies, science analogies, religion analogies. It depends by the moment. But for example, this is a form of a parmesan. The parmesan is a very typical cheese from my region, and there is this linen cover this form of parmesan resting, and except the history and, let's say, the more deeper content and reason, we can also easily see two aspects. That, for example, this shape, it can be also this shape, and if you cut the parmesan in the middle, you will have the shape on the left, and these are, let's say, kind of games or things that stay onto the surface. But if you want, we could also, of course, go deeper with the meanings. And after I decided to put 3 corals, these are 3 corals from the Collezione Lazzaro Spallanzani in Reggio Emilia. That is the museum that is the closest important museum with an important public collection to this mountain. And during researches, the scientists cut a whole piece of the mountain, and they discovered fossils from the seaside, and, let's say, objects from the sea. And I thought it can be a nice connection that this researcher from the late Renaissance, that is Lazzaro Spallanzani, went all around the Mediterranean in order to get kind of sponge and corals and this kind of items that now are publicly exhibited in this museum. This is a rope, and I put some images that compose the full research. It's not the totality, but this is a rope that could mean many things, because a rope is something that keeps you to the place we are talking about, but also keeps you in a positive way, but it can also keep you in a negative way. A link is not always a good, to feel linked is not always a good sensation. And after we shut down the screen.
So, yeah, I just want to discuss with you.
Maybe I did or not?
Yeah, so it's fine.
I did?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes, so.
But tell me, Amira, because I think I didn't do it. But tell me, we can go ahead.
So I just want to ask you about the artwork that is exhibited in CIAD, the pyramids, and what is the common between the artwork that created in Italy and the similarity that you found in Egypt. And so, yeah, let us know more about what you have seen in this.
Yeah, in fact, at the end of the presentation I prepared, there is also some images about the pyramids that I did during the artistic residency with the Italian Institute in last April. And let's say that I was very interested into the pyramid because as this stone, of course, we cannot compare the two things, but of course the pyramids are a very important and full of meanings and symbolic landmark, not only for Egypt, but for the entire world and for the entire world perception of what a landmark is. Because a landmark into a flatland, in this case into the desert, is something unique with this kind of shape, like is a kind also of thank you so much. We can go to this place and after we can go back. But yes, we can see that these kind of shapes into the middle of a flatland are something impressive, no? And also, like this Mantova stone, yes, we are not exactly completely sure of how did they build the pyramids. If there is something, for sure there is many informations that are still hidden to us. So I decided to create this this focus on the pyramids because visually they remind me a lot to this you know, somehow, and also because the pyramids, like when I think about my project, I always put a hierarchy that build all the projects. Let's say that or there is the hierarchy or the project is with no hierarchy. In this case, there is hierarchy. And for example, we can listen to this kind, we can see to this kind of hierarchy through the formats, through the dimensions of the artwork, because now we are looking at these images and they look all with the same dimension, but every time I think about a view or a photograph or an artwork, let's say, it always comes since the beginning with its own dimension, its own measure, and we can see the four or five dimension. So that means that this image is more square than the one that we saw at the beginning. And at a certain point, I decided to insert into the project a list of elements that, like the pyramids, that remind to me and to the public, or let's say that helps the research to establish that this Bismantova stone is not unique. But there are other topographic conditions that make this feeling possible, let's say. For example, this is a diptych into the Indian upland, and this image is an image that I decided to put because it's very important, because it represents to me the non-objectivity of my research, in the sense that it could be a mountain, yes, it could be a real mountain, but at the end this is not a real mountain. I just mirrored, I don't remember, the left of the right one image, and I created a mountain. And if we look at this spot here, if we look at this spot here, we can see that this spot is mirrored here again. So every time I like to play with this kind of aspects, and when you see the project many times, you can notice differences. This is Strombolicchio and somehow it's very close to the pyramid, even if it's natural 100%. But this is an image that represents to me the fact that into the flat land there is a landmark, okay? But this flat land, like the desert condition, can change very quickly and very deeply, because from a moment to another one, it can change very, very fast because of the condition of the weather, and this is a Stromboli volcano. Some of those images are also exhibited in Chad. And if you move things, if you look at those three images, let's say, printed into the wall, you will not have the perception that something smaller is changing. But even a small change means a lot for the project, of course. I don't want to be... Yeah.
Yes, so I have a question, and this was what I'm thinking about this project. So, is it a core in your project here? So it's about the place itself, or it's about the human relationship between the place and the displacement?
Yeah, in the sense that if I feel a relation with the content, with the start, let's say that every time, every research of mine starts from an interest. Sometimes the interest is autonomous. Sometimes the interest is given by someone else, and I host the interest. And but let's say that in this case, I grew up beside this mountain, and I thought this mountain at the end is not so unique, as I was telling you. So I decided to make a deep research, and sometimes the research is about it can be very long, and it's not something that I wake up in the morning and I decide, okay, today I take some pictures. No, I create a dossier, and I create a plan of how I could proceed. And after the plan, most of the time, thankfully, it changes, because if you don't have a plan, you cannot change anything. But if you have a plan, at least you can change the plan. And And yes, and for example, I remember, and this it is during during the process of the project, but it's also when the project it has to be exposed, exhibit, because for example, this is a wall at Fotografia Europea in Reggio Emilia in Italy, and this wall changed many times before the last confirmation. Let's say with the curators, Daniele De Luigi and Ilaria Campioli, we decided to keep it like this. And also it's important for me that to underline then that it's very interesting when the exhibitions and the installations changes every time, in the sense that is not. I find more interesting to don't repeat the thing in more than one occasion. Every time, every space, it has its own perception of it, and it's important to not respect it, but try to get the best option you can. Okay.
I'm just asking about the ways that you're trying to showcasing your artwork. In each phase, you have your perspective about the materials, how you will display, the place that you will display in it is a part of the the project. So when you move to Egypt, you have to follow the theme of Egypt, and when you were in Italy, you showcased the artworks in a different way. So I'm just asking about what is the material that is strength your point or strength the idea of this mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You are prepared to see in the next exhibition. So let's see where is the next point or where is the next city or country or something. What is you wishing to do in the next phase to build for the project?
Yeah. This question is a deep question, in the sense that let's say that I started using only photography because I think, or maybe I was good doing this, but if I would be good in painting, I would paint. It's more than the technique, is about the concept to me. And at a certain point, I found that photography was not enough in order to explain the displacement, the concept about the territorial displacement. And so I started making small sculptures, yes. And this it has been exhibited just before the COVID started, in 2020 in Rome, in una vetrina, and this is a 3D reproduction of one of those coral that after I shaped it with a more rough aspect, and so this is also another kind of displacement, because from the displacement is that from the window of the museum I took this coral and I put this coral on the top of a table with the white tablecloth, and after I photographed it, and after I 3D photographed it, and I reproduced it, and I displaced this from one window into the Civic Museum in Reggio Emilia to another kind of window. Or sometimes it's interesting to let the public also feel this place himself, in the sense that looking from the outside, this can be a shower, a normal cylinder, let's say, but after, with the wind, you can see that maybe there is an overture, and the overture is getting bigger and bigger, and you are able to enter the installation, and you feel the connection only with the sky and with the floor of this museum that is in Sanremo, in Liguria, in the region of Liguria, and this terrace is facing the sea, the seaside, and it was another level of displacement that you put that I decided with Luca Boffi to put this diptych that is also exhibited at Chad and CID of a mountain situation. So you are on a terrace listening to the sea waves, to the seagulls, and you are with the wind, and you smell the sea, but in front of you have a mountain condition, and so this is another kind of displacement to me.
Yes, so people could have the full experience of the artwork, not just a visual experience. It's related to a human part as well. Yeah, just to create another memory regarding the artwork.
Yeah, exactly. Just to create another layer.
Yeah.
Of perception of the concept.
Yes.
Yeah. This is another installation in Stromboli, and is a constant failing of the displacement, because if there is no wind, the flag is not working. Let's say, is not flying, and if there is wind, the flag and the horizon are not on the same level of the real horizon, and here. By the way, in the central image, we can see the small rock at the end of the horizon. That is the same rock photographed and printed on fabric. Yes, fabric. And but if there is wind, the horizon is never the same. So it's a constant failing of.
Yeah. So the wind as well is a part of the exhibition. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
a main thing.
Yeah, like in Chad, like at Shobargi.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that I'm very happy in this occasion that we have been able to produce I'm going to show you the installation we see, and we can see in. I'm going to show you if there is connection. No. By the way, there is no connection, I think. By the way, we can describe it with words, and this is an installation printed of fabric about these 4 pyramids. Then these pyramids create a cube, kind of a cube, parallelepipedo, and this. It is also strange because the pyramid is a pyramid and a cube is not a pyramid. Yeah. But these are and with the wind, with the strength of the wind, it can fly and it can create different shapes and changing the whole time. And with the rains, with the sun, the fabrics will change, and this is part of the artistic process. Yes.
So I just want to give the floor to people. If someone wants to ask you about something. Really.
Your Instagram, you can see it.
Yes. This is on my Instagram. Yeah, the video. Yes, it's on my Instagram and also on the Instagram of the Italian Institute. But isn't yes. And it's a sequence of 7 videos from different point of view that gives the chance to experience at least some part of this work. But if you have time, also go to the installation at
Yeah,
Showa.
you have to check it in CIAD in Shurbagi building, downtown Cairo. Ayo. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jacopo. Yeah, we're
Thank you.
blessed to have you this year and today, and tomorrow as well. We have a workshop. Yeah, and hopefully it reached this point. Thank you so much, and I will leave it to you. Yeah.
That's okay. I just wanted to thank Art Egypt. No, that's okay. That's okay. And Jacopo. Just briefly, I'm the cultural attaché of the Italian Cultural Institute. I'm just arrived in Cairo, so I've arrived like 1 month ago. And yeah, I went to the inauguration of the Cairo International Art District, and it was a great experience for me. It's an amazing event, and we are very proud and happy to support it and to be involved in it. And of course, we are very happy to support the participation of Jacopo this year. Our mission as Italian Cultural Institute is to promote Italian culture here in Egypt, and to support young and talented artists, of course. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Amira, and yes, we'll keep on continue supporting. Yeah, thank you very much.